Like, I think it's very clear at this point that everybody has to take responsibility for their own health. And that's two things. That's learning information and then trying the things that are going to, accessing the things that are going to work. I mean, that's a huge part of what my life's about these days. And this is why I find that whether or not it's a discussion about carnivore diets or vegan diets, I mean, I look at the debates around that and I just have to chuckle mostly about the way that debates are playing out, because it's so theatrical, like Liver King on the one hand, and then these like dweeby vegan scientists, many of whom, I'm not talking about Stanford colleagues, of course, but others that are just like so combative in different spheres, and there's no solution to come from that.
Yeah, the Liver King thing drives me nuts because that guy's on steroids. Well, just shut the fuck up.
Well, so
I know he's eating really healthy. It's clear he's eating all these animal foods, and he's eating organ meat, which is very rich in nutrients. All that's true, but he's dodging the main bullet.
Well, it's too late for him now because he said no.
Yeah.
So if he is even on TRT, he should come out and just say it.
Well, look at him.
Because, yeah, I mean.
Just, do you know how rare it is to have a physique like that and not be on steroids? You would have to be in the 0.1% of the human population. Just the rare genetic freaks. I mean, I don't care how much you lift weights. Like, that is a freak physique. Like, pull up a photo of that dude.
Well, one of his main assertions, and others have made this assertion, is that when you eat an organ like a testicle or a liver, that the nutrients in that organ are specifically channeled to the organ that it would most benefit from.
Is that real?
I mean,
is that true?
That might be. That looks like. I mean, if I were to just put that through my knowledge of hormones and biology, and I would say TRT.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, the photo. But I'm saying what you just said.
Oh, so the no. So there's no evidence that I am aware of that if you eat, say, liver, that the nutrients are specifically directed towards your liver.
Right.
There's no evidence.
No evidence.
There's some old studies using radioactive labeling of organs, having animals ingest those organs and then slicing up the brain and body and looking. And there was some small but interesting specific diversion of brain to brain. But in my opinion, if you're eating brain and it's diverted to your brain, that's actually a concern, not a benefit because of prions.
You did prions, yeah.
So I'll go on record saying, to my knowledge, there's no evidence that eating testicles, for instance, supports your testicles because it's directed to the testicles. Now, there may be some bioactive hormones in there that go and support testicular function in some other way. But when things are brought into the gut, they're broken down into their component parts and they go out into the bloodstream. And then which organ gets that stuff depends on whether or not there's, say, a blood-brain barrier, which keeps a lot of stuff out of the brain, or a blood-testes barrier, or a blood-ovary barrier. Every organ, like the spleen, et cetera, has a barrier. So some things get in more readily than others. But to my knowledge, zero evidence that eating spleen helps your spleen.